Okay, a little words about tracking and what you should track. Um, I track pretty much everything. When I go to the gym and I do my workout, I write down everything that I do that day. Um, for example, my normal routine at the gym is about 2 hours long because I have 4 hours between the time I drop my daughter off at school to the time that I have to pick her up. Yeah, she's 18, but she goes to a charter school and it's only 4 hours long. So I find something to do during that time. And by the time that I drop her off and I pick my mom up and we go to the gym, we start our routine. It's the same routine every day. I don't switch up that routine at all, ever. I do add stuff at home, but my gym routine is always 10 minutes on the arc trainer, 10 minutes on the elliptical. And if you are just starting out and you can do 10 minutes on the elliptical, hallelujah. I'm so happy for you. That thing is the hardest piece of equipment I have ever seen in my entire life. I am pretty sure that it was created by a sadist, but they swear up and down that it's the best cardio for you at the gym. So, yeah, I can only do 10 minutes of that before I'm ready to die. Um, I do 30 minutes on the treadmill at a speed of 3.3. That's not that high. It's a fast walk, and by the end of that time, I'm out of breath. I can't stand it. It's awful, but I get it done. That's 50 minutes of cardio altogether to begin my workout. And then I do each machine in the weight run or the all the numbered machines. I don't mess with anything that doesn't have directions on the side because I don't want to hurt myself. But I do 20 reps, rest for 20 seconds, no longer than that because that means you're sitting and you're wasting your time at the gym. And then 20 more reps and I move on to the next machine. And I do this on every single machine that's in that row, that circuit. That's what that's called, circuit. And every day I track that. To end my workout at the gym, I go back to the elliptical, or not the elliptical, the recumbent bike. That's the bike that you sit and you pedal, not sit up. Well, you sit and pedal on all of them, but one of them you sit kind of lean back like a chair, and the other one you sit up like it's a real bike and you're going somewhere. If I'm not going anywhere, there's no reason for me to have that seat that goes up the crack of your behind. Is not necessary. So I don't do that one. I do the recumbent bike and I do a 10-minute closeout for cardio. And really, Spot, calm down. I write all that down. When I get home, the other thing that I track is I get done with my workout routine around 11 o'clock. And by the time that I'm done, I have around 5,000 steps finished for my day, which I do track. And I don't have a Fitbit because I can't afford a Fitbit. But I do have an active tracker, which is a Fitbit-like thing. And, yeah, so mine is not very good. It doesn't keep track of my steps as well as I want it to if I'm wearing it on my wrist. As a matter of fact, it keeps track of about a third of my steps if I'm wearing it on my wrist. So I wear it around my ankle like I'm on house arrest all the time. And I do that to make sure that I'm getting the most accurate I can with the equipment that I can afford, which is this one. So I wouldn't say get a real pedometer because you can cheat those really easily. Every time that you drive in a car, they'll bounce on your hip or wherever you've got it clipped to, they'll bounce and it'll add steps that you're not really taking, and you can't really keep track of what you're doing for exercise when your machine is cheating for you. If you're keeping track of your steps, by all means get a Fitbit. If you can afford one, a Garmin. The Garmin's keep track of your heart rate. They keep track of your sleep patterns, all that stuff. I can't afford that. I have the cheap active brands. So, yeah, I do wear that on my ankle. It keeps track better. Another tracking I do is anytime that I work out at home. I write down what I'm working. Like if I'm working my arms, I write down arms and how many minutes that I've done it. Not the exercise that I do, but how many minutes I've done it. If I'm working my legs, same thing. If I'm working my core, same thing. Whatever I'm working at home, or if I'm trying a new routine, like somebody has loaned me a DVD and they said, here, try this. I do try them. I try them all because I think it's fun. And I pop those in and I try it and I write down the name of the DVD and how long that exercise was. But I don't really keep track of, oh, I have to know exactly how many calories I've burned while I'm exercising. As long as I hit my 10,000 steps, I'm all right. With the step thing, if you were just starting out and you're really deconditioned, there was no way that this mama was going to be able to do 10,000 steps at first. I couldn't. The first month that I was doing this, I was doing about 5,000 steps a day, and that was killing me. I have worked up to 10,000. Sometimes I get 10 to 15,000, depending on how much exercise I'm doing that day. What else? Other tracking. Weight. I know nobody wants to keep track of their weight, but you need to, because if you're working out this hard and you're constantly working out and you want to work out more and more, the best way to keep track of it is to look at your measurements and your weight, and start with your weight. You want to only weigh one time a week. And now I will admit I'm addicted to my scale. I get on my scale at least twice a day, every day. I don't know why I do that. I have no earthly idea why I do it, but you really should only do it once a week. And if you're using a home scale or a scale that's not calibrated, like a doctor's scale is calibrated pretty much every month. But if you're using your home scale or you're using a scale like at Publix or whatever to weigh yourself, you need to do it 3 times in one day. So say you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You go to the bathroom, you come in, you weigh yourself, you write that weight down. After lunch, you come in, you weigh yourself. Right before bed, you come in and you weigh yourself. 3 times in that day, you weigh yourself. And they have to be different times. They can't be like, oh, I stepped off the scale, I stepped back on, I stepped off the scale, I stepped back on. That's not going to help you. Get on this scale 3 times a day. Take those weights and then average them. And that is the weight that you go by of how much weight you've lost or gained in that week. You use that average weight. My average weight right now is 214 pounds. Sometimes I can get on it and it would be, say, 211. But sometimes I'll get on it and say 209. Whatever. I averaged it out. It's 214 for this week. That's where we're starting. Other tracking methods. Measurements. That means you bust back out your little handy dandy measuring tape because you didn't pay $1 for it to use it just once and let it go. You measure everything. You measure your neck. You measure your chest. You measure your arms. You measure, did I say chest? Yeah, you measure your chest. You measure your upper abs, which is, I don't know if you can see, but right underneath your boobs, right here. Measure your upper chest, and then measure that pouch, or as I call it, my front butt. Measure that, and then you measure around your hips, you measure your thighs, and you measure your calves. And you keep those measurements. I do them every month, but other people, I mean, I know other people do them every week, but I don't do that every week. I only do it every month. And another way to track it is to take selfies, y'all. I hate them. I personally don't really like the camera to be around when I'm sweating my butt off or when I'm working out or whatever. But if you have your cell phone with you and you're at the gym, you got that big long mirror in front of you in the locker room, take a picture straight forward, take a picture to the side, take those pictures and keep track of it every month because you'll see a difference in your body. Another way I track that is I keep a small journal. Not really a whole journal. I really only write in it maybe once a month. But I keep track of how I'm feeling about all the work that I'm doing and whether or not I'm gaining or losing weight. It took me 4 months to lose 20 pounds. That was depressing. But I lost the 20 pounds. You know, it depends on your body and what it wants to do. You don't really have much control over that. You can only do so much. So I write down everything that I've done, and then at the very end of the month, I write down, you know, I feel this way, or I feel that way, or I feel like whatever I'm feeling, I write it down so I can keep track of that as well. And now, whereas gym memberships go, if you can't afford it, exercise as much as you can at home. If you can't afford it, if you can't afford a gym membership, they do all that tracking for you. Because you know, if you go into the gym at 8 o'clock in the morning and you were working consistently all the way through, and you were done with your workout at 10 a.m., then you know that 2 hours you busted your butt the entire time. You didn't just sit on the machines. At the end of the month, you can say, can I get a printout of how many times I've been here from this date to this date, and guess what? They'll give it to you. So you have all the tracking that you need for that already printed out for you from the gym. You don't have to, there's no work involved. I'm lazy. I don't want to have work involved. So that's fantastic. Another word about tracking, food. Now, I hate math. Me and math are not friends. We don't like it. None of my personalities like it. And we're way too lazy to sit here with a calculator. So I don't like math, and I don't like having to add up or try to figure out exactly how many calories I've put in my mouth that day. So what I do keep track of is, for example, let's say we go to IHOP for breakfast. Never happens because I usually skip breakfast. Not a good thing to do, but I do it. I do that. Say you order pancakes and eggs and bacon and hash browns, and you write all that down. You know, I got 2 pieces of toast, 2 pieces of bacon, I got 2 eggs, I got my hash browns, I've got my pancakes. That's what I ordered. I don't write down what I actually ate. I write down how much of that I left on the plate. So if I left half my pancakes, or I only ate the dippy part of the eggs, which I really do that. What is with me and saying do? I really do that. I only eat the yolk part of the egg. I don't eat the white part because it doesn't taste good to me. But I write down what I left on the plate. And I try to leave food on the plate. I know that your mama has always told you, you better clean that plate, whatever. You don't have to. Once you're full, stop eating. And keep track of what you haven't ate. And as long as you are full and you have stopped eating when you are full, by all means go on. Yeah, so I believe that's all for tracking and what I track. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, that's it for this video anyway. We'll see what comes next. Have a great one.